Welcome, beautiful souls. Today's live stream is about power, presence, and prosperity. I am so glad you guys are joining us today. I have my phone on my dresser, so if I can't make it to every comment, I'm going to come there later. I really wanted to come on and share space with you. So if you're coming to this space, I invite you to take a deep breath in and just ground into yourself and your body and welcome in any intentions that you may have for yourself where you desire to have divine fire ignition in your life at the moment. I have 3 topics prepared for us. At the same time, I just titled this differently than from when I planned it, which is Royalty Leans on God. So I want to start by welcoming you all into this space. I'm so happy to have you, whether you're watching this live or on the replay. And what I would love to share with you today is this idea that there is absolutely nothing broken about you. There is absolutely no problem in you. There is absolutely nothing about you that is incomplete. Every time that we continue in our life to move in a powerful, progressive direction, what we're actually doing is expanding our access to our own soul and to God. We are creating space internally in our body, in our aura, in our soul, our mind, our consciousness, in our physical frequency, so that we can access more super conscious wisdom. So the people who walk with me, it's not because you have something that you're missing. What you desire is to walk with someone who is moving at the same pace and the momentum that you desire in your life. And as I was coming to this live stream today, I was realizing how important it is for us to truly stand in our power with our feet firmly grounded on the earth. When we are firmly grounded on the earth, we know that our actions matter. We know that our body matters. We know that we make a difference. We know that we can rise, expand, and bloom even further beyond where we might have thought that we could go. So when we recognize that our presence matters, what we naturally begin to do is take actions in the direction of the soul destiny that we are being guided. Before you came here on this planet, you and God made a plan. You and God made a plan, and that plan included the highest levels of power, presence, and prosperity. So let's get started, and I'm going to read from you, for you, 3 of the things that I wanted to share with you. The first aspect is power. So I'm going to read what I wrote, which is: power is your inextinguishable soul fire flame. It is you, your royal, radiant, divine beacon of soul. This part of you is extremely unique to you. Your power is that you're different, that you're individual, that you're individuated. You are not one with the elements, you are individuated. And you get to hold this so that you can emanate your soul fire out and have the impact on your own life. You start by having the impact on your own life. Many of the people that I have worked with are either mothers or fathers, or they have a genius frequency business. And what I mean by that is they are sharing with the world the power of their presence, the power of their unique genius. What they are not doing is expressing a modality, a method, or a strategy. What they are doing is they are allowing their creativity to rise and bloom so powerfully that their soul becomes more expressed through every layer of them. And this is what happens when you step inside of my work. Your soul jewel gets extracted. The way I see your soul jewel is it's all of the facets that are very specific and unique to you. We are multidimensional, complex, powerful human beings. You came here to expand into your creativity, to expand into your genius, to expand into the power that is you at evolving in exponential levels and rates. You can do that the fastest, the cleanest, and the most powerfully when you are being brought back constantly to your own self-trust, to your own soul flame. What I do with my clients is we track their genius, we evoke their frequency, we expand their magic, and it's all about access. The more of your subconscious that is alchemized, the more of your conscious ideas and dreams can take root. The more of your physical body that is not holding on to epigenetic memories from any generations before you, the more you have space to expand into your highest radiance and vitality. The more that you see yourself, because a seer, a psychic, a powerful human being on this planet cannot be seen by someone who also hasn't seen themselves. A seer can only be seen by a seer. And what I have noticed is that the most powerful, the most magical, the most rare jewels and gems of this earth on this planet, what I have noticed is that you are so different. You are already so unique that when you look at people who are very similar to each other, who prefer a very predictable and very consistent in certain ways approach to their soul and life destiny, what happens is you begin to believe that there's something wrong with you, that you're quote unquote doing it wrong. But you get to be seen and you get to walk with people who recognized you on impact. You are not difficult to see. You are not difficult to love. You are not difficult to accept. Even now, as you're watching this live stream, become aware of how your body feels. Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel present? Do you feel at ease? When you are in the presence of someone who has alchemized so much of their own channels and accepted themselves more and loved themselves more and seen themselves more, they have space. Their channels are open. So when you, as a soul star frequency, simply connect with them, walk into a consensual, a trust-filled space, which in this world and reality, the way you obtain consent, the way that I have consent to support you in your soul star frequency is through the payment portal. When you walk into spaces where you are naturally seen, your body relaxes more and you can see yourself more. That leads you to be able to see other people more. That leads you to be able to see your clients deeper. It's because of how much you alchemize in your body, how much access you have gained to your superconscious wisdom and God, that you are able to be a portal and a channel for someone else to open up their access. You're not actually doing something to them or for them. What's happening is your frequency field is so liberated, it's so sovereign that just by stepping into it, all of the places that there may have been sludge or clogs or memories or past things or current things or fears, they just start emanating out. They just start getting shed. They can't survive in a frequency field that is so grounded in purity and clarity. And the more you do that, the more your people do that. The more we do that on this earth, the more the spirit babies who are ready and desiring to be born into powerful, beautiful, creative wombs can come and take their place on this planet. So when you are tending to your energetic signature frequency, this is a gift to you. This is a gift to your body. This is a gift to your children. I was a preschool teacher for over 10 years. I have a master's degree in early childhood education. Children are only in their subconscious mind from ages 0 to 13. I am extremely well versed in speaking in a way that uplifts your soul, that expands your consciousness, and does not place any limiting beliefs upon you. We already have our own fears and limiting beliefs that may have come from our experiences or just in general fears or limiting beliefs. What you do not require is someone else putting their own fears and limiting beliefs on you. That's not required. When I work with my clients, the last 5% might be quote unquote strategy, and usually it's not. Because as a creative genius yourself, all you really need to do is expand your creativity and be supported in your soul-led growth and acceleration point, and you automatically will do what you need to do next. When my clients work with me, they barely have time to text me, if that's a part of the one-on-one work that we have begun. The impact of this work is so velocity rich that becomes available to you when you walk in tandem with the people that you want to walk with. People say that you are the combination of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. One of the most powerful ways that I have gained more and more access to my life force, to my creativity, to my power, to my presence, to my radiant heart, is by choosing the people that I connect with and communicate with very, very thoughtfully, very intentionally. We came here to rise up. We came here to rise up. We did not come here to settle. We did not come here to stand down. When any one of us on this earth settles for what is not okay, what happens is it sets the bar so low for the next children coming in. We didn't come here to do that. And what I mean by not settling actually is not entangling, not enmeshing with that which we're not here for. You can tap into this so clearly and so easily. When you're right here, when you're listening to this live stream, you will feel it in your body. I am not entangling with the world. I am holding my own individuated life force pillar absolutely clearly. There is no entanglement. I do not absorb other people's fears, beliefs, behaviors. It doesn't touch my field. This comes because I have alchemized so much of my field and it has self-amalgamized. What has happened is it has become so saturated within itself that nothing else touches it. And when I have a connection, when I have a communication, when I co-create something with anyone, we both still hold our fields. one of the things that I stand for is non-hierarchical leadership. When my clients work with me, it's not because I have something that you don't. I have gifts and you have gifts. It is an honor for me to get to be a sacred witness, a sacred guide, the exact person and type of person that you want to spend more of your time, presence, intentional presence, and frequency with. That is a choice that you get to make, and it is an honor for me to walk with you. The payment that you make is you deciding that you are worthy of having that support in your life by your own choosing. This is what's truly happening in our work together, even in Sacred Soul Voice, which is the audio collection whose new portal just went live today. When you are listening to my voice on repeat, I'm singing to you, I'm describing beautiful, natural visualizations. What it's doing is it's supporting you to clear out of your field everything that's holding you back, so that you don't have repeating patterns, so that you can gain clarity and momentum in your life. One of the biggest things that I do with my sacred queen and king clients is we look at your divine visibility. Visibility is your capacity to see yourself, to see you, but also to be seen by others. That's both the masculine and the feminine. It takes the masculine in you, direction, conscious choice, action, commitment, for you to decide to see yourself, to recognize who you are, what gifts you have, who you came here to be, what are your choices, what are your desires, what are your needs. But it's also the feminine of visibility, which is allowing yourself to be seen by others and recognized in that naturally, without any collapsing or rigidity. This is a unique balance of the feminine and the masculine. And in my world, I call it angelic rose radiance, because you retain the feminine, which is the rose bloom, but you also retain the thorns. It means you're loving, but that doesn't mean you don't have boundaries. That doesn't mean the same people get to cross boundaries over and over again. Or if you say no, they don't get to coerce you. They don't get to manipulate you. They don't get to give you a reason as to why you should still do that. No, not here. And it's angelic because when you combine both the feminine rose frequency and you finally let her have her sacred self-protection, her boundaries, her capacity to say yes and no, when you allow her to be both, that is when this essence starts flowing from her. That is when you feel God move through you. That is when you feel your divine essence just radiating like the starlight that you are. So I want to go back to the first point, which is power. And the last two notes on this point is, 1, I do not recommend dropping this frequency. When you step out of your actual frequency and you bend a shoulder, or you adjust, or you contort your energy, or you dim your light, what you're really doing is valuing the other person's self-perception over your self-perception. When you drop your own frequency, those people who are actually here for you, they cannot find you. They cannot see you. They cannot recognize you as the one that they want to do life with. Because you dropped your own frequency. And you might not even have presented something in its place, but you just didn't fully emanate out. And there might be 1,000 reasons for that, and none of them matter. What I'm here to say is there is value in you, in who you naturally are. You have been honing the threads of your power, your resilience, your courage, your love through centuries and lifetimes and lifetimes. You are someone who is so sacred. You came here to walk as a divine instrument of God in this world. You came here to be a radiant star beam of light. You came here to be a radiant beacon of sovereignty, of liberation. It's safe to emanate that light out. And what I support you to do in my deeper work, if you so desire, if it is required by you, if you feel that it would uplift you and give you space to expand your light more, is we gently alchemize any of those places where you might feel a hiccup or a wobble, or I really want to do this, but something's, I'm not sure. That is where we come in together. You, me, God, my angel team, your angel team. And we vortex that frequency so beautifully so that you can have space and feel safe to shine your true, pure light. And the last thing I wanted to say about power is hold your soul jewel. God made you with intention. What I have noticed is that some of us are so different, so unique. Everyone is different. Everyone is unique. But there are those of us who feel very different. And in those moments, I invite you to hold on to your uniqueness. I invite you to hold on to your difference. Because yes, your soul flame is about the size of your thumb right here, in the middle of your heart. But that fire is emanating through the jewel that I call your soul jewel. And God made every facet so brilliant, so beautiful, so unique to you. It didn't necessarily come from your life, from your childhood, from your likes and dislikes. It didn't necessarily come from there. Maybe your soul is golden frequency threads. Maybe your soul is beautiful, magical dust. Maybe your soul is beautiful, bright pink, magenta rose petals. There are very many different facets of you and the frequency that you bring into the world. And they create such magic with other people as well. God made you with intention. Everything about you that you feel is different or not good enough, it's not true. It's not true. You are more than enough, just as you are. And many of you may have encountered experiences where you were not easily received, because something that I know about myself and the people that I work with is we have a very unique combination of power and perceptiveness. We are the most sensitive, the most angelic, the most whisper soft, and the most powerful. And this is a combination that we came here to set the frequency with. We are going to be powerful. and we are going to be soft. And that is power. That is power. So I would like to end the section on power with this aspect of your soul jewel and your soul flame. And the reason I chose the word power first is so that you recognize that it's not something that you have to take back, or someone took your power, or you have to gain, or you have to fill up a gas tank or something. It's not like that. You already are powerful. You have this power. Your soul force is the power. You are unique. You are different. You exist. Your life matters. Your power comes from who you are. And when you feel safe enough to receive the full power of who you are, you will feel safe enough to expand and emanate it out. And I'm so excited for that. You're already shining. You're already shining. But who doesn't want more shine? The second point is about presence. So presence is your divine feminine and your divine masculine combined. This is the sonic solar power led force field that you hold through your power, and you ground it down into the earth by the power of your birth. You already created your presence. This isn't something you have to do. Your presence is created by your birth here on earth. You hold this field, and it requires a strong masculine pillar of light in you. You dare to hold that pillar of light that is so clear, like a trident, all the way down through your spine. And you dare to do that, as well as emanate your feminine frequency, like the lightning streams from the sacred yellow rose of power. So what my intention with this word presence for you is to recognize that the more you allow yourself to be in your body, the more your soul destiny can easily materialize itself. When your presence expands, your capacity to receive God expands. Your capacity to bring through wisdom expands. You did not come here to silo yourself away from the world. You are not the kind of person who enjoys putting yourself on a pedestal and saying, I'm better than you, or I know something more than you. In fact, that energy frequency really doesn't work well with yours, because you're somebody who already knows that there's unique ways to approach the world. When I was studying in Reggio Emilia, which is a city in Italy, and I combined their beautiful approach to children and nurturing them and their soul gifts and their divine brilliance and their genius and their creativity with the approaches from my culture of the Vedic approach to children and supporting them to master their own genius. I went to one of the seminars, was so beautiful, in Italy, and I remember some of my psychic gifts, all of my psychic gifts have been online from the very beginning, as yours have been too, but we just hone them more and we get to know them more and we have more access to them and we understand how they work and we can wield them more powerfully, right? We can create magic with them. We can love ourselves more with them. We can just connect to the most beautiful people and set the standard for our life that we truly desire. We can leave fear behind and live live by faith when we have more access to God and to our gifts, because royalty leans on God. Royalty leans on God. Which is why I think it's so silly. Like, I noticed right now there's so many noises. There's so many voices and so many noises, because I see a lot of people speaking about where they will take you or what results they will take you along. And what I don't think they realize, which is their journey, it has nothing to do with me, but what I want to say to you and what you already know about yourself that makes you very right to not be attracted by any frequency or energetic that says, lean on me, I will do this for you, I will teach you how to do this, I'm the solution that you've been looking for. That doesn't resonate with royalty, because you already know you are the solution. You already know you are the solution. In your greatest challenges, you have leaned more on God. You have leaned more on God. You had no expectation that anybody else outside of you, even people that you hired, you had no expectation that they would somehow do something that would expand you. You are your own expansion, and you have been from day one. You are so self-motivated that what you likely love and are so supported by is when someone grounds your frequency and gives you clarity on where you're going, so that you're not burning out all of your energy by just launching the rocket over and over and over and over again, right? Like that leads to burnout 100%. And you don't need to do that, because your power is so solid and it's been that way. So I understand why we don't find it attractive when someone indicates even slightly that through XYZ, this is what's going to happen. And that will be the security, because we already understand that security is self-sourced. We are our own security. What we're looking for and what we desire is people to play with, because we love to play and we love to be around people who can match our speed and our evolution and our taste for divine frequency and our taste for luxury and our taste for love, for deep love. Because again, we have spent so many lifetimes loving ourselves. We just want to be here and be present and meet people where we are at. And together, we become what I've started calling Heart of the Divine Warrior Queen, which is my year-long Telegram channel. So if any of what I'm saying is resonating with you and you want to be part of the, what did I call it? The Rare Jewels Flying Squadron, that's the place for you to be. I would love to have you inside. But yeah, I've started calling it the Rare Jewels Flying Squadron, because that's really what we want. We just want to be around more people who have this fire, this drive, this divinity, this sensual, this grounded, this loving, this appreciation for every part of our life, wanting every part of our life to be at its highest echelon. We truly are these people, right? So we just want to do life with these people. That's basically it. So that, I believe that is what we truly desire. Beautiful. So I wanted to talk about presence, because I feel like it is the powerful combination of your divine masculine and your divine feminine. And what is rare about you is that you have the capacity to guide the people in your world, or to guide or even lead the people in your life when their feminine needs a little bit of masculine structure and support, you can bring that. And when their masculine needs to relax a little bit, you can bring that. And when they just need a bit of a glow up to just let their rose and their thorns, just like empty out, get rid of all these projections, all these things, right? You really know how to do that shimmer sequence too. That is what makes you rare. That is what makes you rare. You are one of a kind. And it's important for you to know, because your embodiment is your truest power. It is your greatest asset. And it's also the reason that you won't be settling. You won't be abandoning your soul. Hello, beautiful. So happy to have you here. Excuse me. We were just talking about power and presence. And I was about to go into the last one, which is prosperity. Thank you, my beautiful. Receiving so deeply. And so when you know that you are this type of a person, you are rare, and you have the capacity to lead yourself with your inner divine masculine and resolve anything that needs resolving, but also have the safety to relax into your heart. Gorgeous, connected to God's sensual feminine being. This is what makes you a powerhouse. It's your softness and your strength. And I think this is a very rare thing in this world today. Many people feel that it's not safe anymore to be soft. But what if you could be soft and powerful at the same time? What if abandoning your truth or your courage is not required? What if appealing to the masses is not required? What if all that's required is what we said in power, is your unique soul jewel to have the space to be herself, and for you to hold that presence in the field with your masculine and your feminine combined? Thank you so much. I feel that. Thank you so much. I believe that those words are so beautiful, honoring your devotion to your path and truth. I believe that is actually what leads us to our third point, which is prosperity, but it's not external prosperity. External prosperity comes when we are devoted to our soul and to our presence and our physical presence on this planet, right? So I'm going to read what I had written for this, which is, this is the sheer force of divine angelic light force frequency that you carry at a natural baseline level. This level of magic is not for everyone. The sooner you recognize this, the sooner your heart will heal and your frequency force field will amalgamize on itself and self-heal and become the most contained, powerful frequency you have ever felt within. This is beyond a frequency infrastructure. This is pure angelic rose radiance in divine feminine human form. This is what we came here for. This is the highest and the deepest psychic attunement and fierce primordial grounding, so that you can read yourself and what is required to be read for your divine mission in this world, and with your clients with extreme presence, sovereignty, and precision. So what I want to say about this level of prosperity is it's actually the quote-unquote luxury to say no. That's when you feel the most prosperous, when you realize that you get to say no. You don't have to bend your standards or your boundaries to say yes to something that doesn't actually work for you, that doesn't feel good to you. You don't have to buckle under pressure. You don't have to respond to manipulation or coercion. One of the phrases that I've been using recently is about becoming manipulation proof. And you already are her. Many of the times, the people that work with me, they want to strengthen their boundaries in this way. They've already got clarity on who they are, and their gifts and their desires, and this presence in this world is very refined, and they're working through all of the things, right? But one thing that I have truly mastered, and I have come to a place where I feel really confident sharing this with my clients, is the ability to alchemize so much of our subconscious and our entire frequency field, which contains your aura, your subconscious, your conscious, your physical body, and your soul flame, right? All 5 elements. When you come to this place where all of this field is humming as one, and there isn't distortions and there isn't separations, you could amalgamize 90% of it or even 99% of it, and we will always be continuing to go 0.0001%, right? We will be continuing to do this through lifetimes because this is what we came here to do. This is what we've been doing, right? I love it. When you recognize that this is what you've already been doing for so long, you realize that it's so safe to only say yes to your divine mission, to only say yes to your divine destiny, to only say yes to that which really, really lights you up. You get to have pleasure in this lifetime. You get to have peace. You get to have prosperity. You get to be so connected to yourself that you no longer settle or bend your boundaries or allow yourself to be around people who are not meeting you because maybe they haven't met themselves that deeply. So obviously you're not going to feel met in their presence because they haven't met themselves that deeply. They haven't met their grief. They haven't met their rage. They haven't met their anger. They haven't met the parts of them that you have. And so what a boundary truly does is it acknowledges that you're the ocean, so you can be met by another ocean, and that will feel so perfect and beautiful. But if you are an ocean attempting to meet a stream, the stream can only meet you with the level of bandwidth and access to their motherboard that they have. If they don't have further access than that, they cannot meet you bigger than that. So true leadership, true regality, is to be able to meet someone where they're at and to also support them in expanding that texture thread by thread by thread by thread so that they can expand into even more, even more, even more. More access to themselves, more access to their self-trust, more access to God, more access to their soul, because that is truly the most permanent transformation. When you lead someone back to themselves, that is a transformation that gets to stay with them for lifetimes. That changes their health, that changes their life, that changes their body, that changes the way that they show up to their children, that changes the way that they speak to themselves, that changes the way that they speak to their children. And I love to do this work. I love to do this work with all of my beautiful kings and queens who have come into this world already and are on their way here now. So if you are finding this live stream on the replay, I'm just so excited to have you. Please drop in the comments what your beautiful biggest takeaways were. I would love to hear. And if you resonate with my frequency, with my presence, I am so excited to welcome you into my world. One of the ways that you can co-create with me right now is through my audio collection, Sacred Soul Voice. Now, I have a lot of clients who are connecting with my audios, playing with these frequencies, and what it does is it supports you. It supports my clients to really ground into your body and feel safety and at ease in your body, so that you can reconnect to your creativity, to your genius, to your gifts, so that you can feel safe to put your visibility out there. And the reason it's called Sacred Soul Voice is because your voice matters. Your voice matters. So when you have an internal desire that may not be coming out or may not be materializing in your life, whether that's in your business, for your relationships, or with your children, what you can do is alchemize so much of what's behind there so that you can reconnect to your soul and emanate it out like a powerful force field. You are a powerful force field. And I understand that sometimes when you are this powerful, this psychic, this perceptive and sensitive, you don't feel comfortable or a desire to put yourself out in the ways that you see other people doing. And I want you to know that is okay. And you get to build capacity and stamina for what your actual work requires of you. So until we ensure that there isn't any subconscious freeze state or fawn state or fight or flight response that's happening automatically at a subconscious and an epigenetic level, you may keep feeling like you want to do it, but your voice is not working, or you want to do it, but you hesitate, right? So when you start using this first layer of my frequencies, it's going to emanate out all of the things that you need to reconnect to. And all of my layers of work are layered into every one of my offers. So I have clients who have also healed their periods and reconnected with the earth and reconnected with their heart, reconnected with the cosmos, and had greater and greater access to their divine oracle abilities simply through this first level of my work. So if you are considering working with me, I highly recommend starting with Sacred Soul Voice. You can message me, you can written text me if you desire support in arriving to clarity on what would be the next best step for you or the first step for you. I also am inviting you today into what I have called the royal field. So some of my clients have done this a la carte, where they had one psychic divine session with me, they had a soul jewel extraction with me, they have their genius frequency PDF, they have their audio bundle, and with that work, within 2 years, they were able to create so much for themselves. Their boundaries are completely different. The level of clientele that they're working with, completely different. Their self-trust and wholeness and peace in their body and the safety they feel, regardless of what else that they have been through or are currently walking through, has been astronomical. This impact from this work is so powerful and fast. It works at the slowest, fastest speed. And what I mean by that, it is 100% sustainable. It's not you taking a bath one day and then having to get into that bath 10 more times in order to quote unquote stay in that frequency. What this work is doing is giving you more access to yourself, so you naturally at a baseline, which is what we talked about with prosperity, at a baseline you stay on point for your divine mission. You're able to regain the strength and the clarity that you once had. Many of my clients have been through certain things, and in those certain things, they felt that they lost a sense of self or identity, or the things that they went through were so jarring, but they also led them to this post-traumatic growth. It also led you to strive for more, to want vitality, richness in every area of your life. So I acknowledge that in you, and I create this system so that you feel embodied in your body and you have support that's holding you. It's like a divine frequency surround sound experience with my voice, and I'm speaking these beautiful words in English and creating these powerful visualizations. I'm also certified medical support hypnotherapist, and all that means in fancy words is I have studied and trained what type of imagery leads to the most optimal health results. So while you're reconnecting to your soul and your divine mission, everything else can just heal too, because why not? We love positive side impacts, right? I haven't had any kind of illness since 2017. Zero. Other people's fields don't touch me because I'm holding my field. I'm holding my field. So I would love to invite you into the royal field. It will be delivered to you over 8 weeks. There are 4 segments. There are 2 live calls, a gorgeous audio bundle collection just for you, as well as your Genius Frequency Prophecy, which is a beautiful written form PDF that is an activation every time you read it, where I am writing the truth and the poetry about your soul so that you can drink in the richness of you and really just sink into who you are and love and accept yourself so deeply that your whole body and being feels even more safe to just simply be yourself in this world. There is nothing more powerful than a leader who is truly embodied in who she is. When your own true voice comes out, my friend, it is magnetic, okay? It is magnetic to the right people. You do not need to speak to anyone who is not meant to walk with you. Those of you who are meant to work with me, you already know. You can feel it in my presence. You can feel it in what you feel in your body when you come to this work. You feel seen. You feel believed in. You feel hope. You feel possibility. You feel a desire for more. So I invite you to come all the way in. And the reason I say this multiple times in multiple ways is because I know that my force field and my frequency field holds so much love and power and sovereignty that I have created a field where unless you take the step to enter in, you are not going to feel this pull. You're not going to feel this pressure or this coercion or this yank. That's not going to happen. So you get to choose. Is this somebody that I want to walk with? Is this somebody that I want to co-create with? Is this somebody who I know that by walking with them for 1 year or beyond, that I would rise higher and higher and higher and deeper and deeper and deeper into my body to become the one that I came here to be? That's what you get to decide. I love to meet you as a queen, as a powerful divine warrior, as a lioness of God. You came here on mission. You already remember who you are, and I would be so honored to walk with you. I also have my private support, my one-on-one work. So if you'd like to apply to work with me for 3 months or 6 months or a whole year of just deep, life-shifting, drenched work where you become fully manipulation-proof, where you get to trust your yes and no and be able to enact your boundaries in the world. And do you see me? The way that the feminine and the rose and the heart and the beating human body of your life gets to bloom is when you feel safe. When you feel safe to bloom, a flower blooms. I say this to you and I share this with you because I have been going through some of the most difficult and the most challenging years, months, weeks, and days of my life that I ever have. That is not including the more than 10 near-death experiences that I've had in this lifetime. I had a golf ball-sized cyst. I was scheduled for surgery. I had an autoimmune diagnosis. I had generational fibroids and period pain and cramps. And I don't have any of that before. And it's because I cultivated the safety in my body and in my field to bloom as the radiant, angelic rose that I am. Who loves you, who accepts you, and who believes in you. I'm so excited. I have so many other magical offers, but I have kept them simple, so please message me if you desire support in your first item that you'd like to step into. Hello, Queen. Oh, I just have to welcome you. So I just shared about power, presence, and prosperity. I shared about some of my offers, and I would like to be here. I love your timing. It was so perfect. Yeah, if there's anything that's coming up for you, if you want to share anything, I will not say your name. I will just share and share love and radiance with you. I'm in such a perfect place to do that. But what I was saying, for those of you listening on the replay, I have magical offers, but I've kept them all organized for you. And if you haven't joined any of my offers yet, I invite you into Sacred Soul Voice. It's a beautiful place to begin. And inside Sacred Soul Voice is until May 1st at 8 a.m. I have added in a dragon coding audio. Also, you have a magic money code. So if you enter, I believe it's magic 33 code, you can use that when you're checking out. Excuse me. And if you're in my email sanctuary, or you can get in now, the first 3 people who are stepping in over the next few days between now and May 1st, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm also sending you a private personal goddess card reading. So the goddess that I pull will provide you support and insight in your soul path currently. I'm so excited to welcome you. If you're ready to dive all the way in, Lopa, I just want to go. I want to spend time with you. I want to spend frequency presence with you. Girl, I got you. You can join our Flying Rare Jewels Squadron in Heart of the Divine Warrior Queen. We have different topics that I focus on every month, and I'm just streaming magic your way in written, visual, and audio form. So I'm keeping you up to date on the frequency and keeping everything alive for you. And if you want to work with me privately one-to-one, I would be so honored. I have an application and an arrival link in my profile. But if you just already know that, hey, I just want to do one deep dive with you and then take it from there, of my deepest work, Divine Fire Alchemy, to amalgamize the whole field, I would love to have you. That is called Lightning Strike. So written text me to apply for that. And usually at the end of the month, if I have space, I will create this offer and opportunity. So I do have space right now. I don't always have space. So I will give you the application link, and that one you just fill it out, and you can come right on in if it's a good fit for both of us. And the last thing I would like to say is I am so grateful. I'm so grateful to the people in my life who have met me as a queen, who have met me shoulder to shoulder, and who have just supported me so deeply to feel safe to bloom my highest bloom in my radiant light. And I so deeply desire that for you too. Some of you may know my story. You can dig through my Instagram, or you have the behind the scenes from my email sanctuary, which, by the way, secret, that is where a lot of behind the scenes come through. But you can also go through my 2,700 Instagram posts. They're all there. And I just want to say that there was a time in my life where somebody even told me, I don't think you're ever going to be as happy as other people. But that's not true. That's not true. And I decided what gets to be normal for me. I decided what I want to have in my life. And so walking on that path, I'm here to be a beacon of love, support, acceptance, light for you, my friend, because I believe in you. I believe in you. I see you. I see your soul destiny. And it's just so exciting to me to get to work with and walk with so many powerful human beings on this planet. We are just getting started. So if you're new here, definitely drop into the comments. Let me know what impacted you the most, and I would just be honored to welcome you into my world. So I'll leave you with that, sending you lots of love. Bye.